Alright, this video is going to show how to dissect war bases and decide which type of attack to use and where to attack from. So looking at all the war bases for this war, we have their number one here. Notice in the middle he has a lot of high walls and a lot of compartments around, so it's not going to be good for go wee wee. But all four of those EDs are pretty exposed on the outside, so some type of aerial attack going in might work pretty well, and that clan castle is also lurable, so that helps. Number two here, that's a pretty terrible base if you really look at it. One thing to notice is on the south side, it's wide open. A couple golems with a couple witches, wizards behind is going to tear through that section. And once you get up to the north side, you can take out all four air defenses pretty easily. Balloon finish from the top like I've showed in other videos. Or you could do hogs from the top. You can also, on the side here, if you didn't want to go straight go wee wee from the south, you can drop some wizards on those outside collectors there, those elixir collectors. Those are going to take out the collectors and take out the cannon and archer tower there pretty quickly. So lots of options there. Number three here, notice again high walls, lots of compartments, not good for go wee wee, use an air attack. Number four, this is one that I'm going to try and hit. It's actually a pretty terrible base layout. First thing to notice, look at this archer tower. Nothing is protecting that archer tower, so you can actually drop a balloon right next to it. It'll take it out without ever being targeted by anything. Super easy way to take out some defenses fast. Another thing, look at between these two things right here. I could drop a jump spell there. That'll make a go wee wee attack go across this base as if walls weren't there. I could have a go wee wee attack take out 90% of this base without ever encountering a wall just by placing one jump spell. So this is really a terrible base layout. Number five here, he actually has a decently laid out base. He has all the centralized ADs, so one thing that you might be able to try is an aerial attack on this, but with all the compartments it's going to make it harder for a go wee wee. One option if you did want to go wee wee here though is looking at the top between those archer towers. If you drop a golem targeting the wizard towers, all three will lock on that golem and you could have your wizards take out three buildings pretty quickly. And those side cannons can both be taken out with single balloons. This base I've seen before. Easy way to take it out, you go a golem on the archer tower left side, golem on that middle one with two wall breakers to break that wall there. It's important that you break that wall. And then a third golem on the south cannon. Wizards and witches, heroes behind, it'll take it out pretty easily. We've seen this before and it will 100%. This base right here is one designed to make stuff circle. So you're going to want to make sure that you do let some of your go wee wee circle on this, but you're going to also want one of your golems to try and go up the middle here towards the center compartment. So I would suggest maybe going on the southwest side here. You can probably deploy on this archer tower. If you drop another golem on that other archer tower, and then if you drop your stuff right in the middle here, the third golem, and a king with a jump spell over that archer tower in the middle circle, that'll have two golems going around the sides with your king, heroes, and a golem going over that middle archer tower. So a little more involved, but a good three opportunity. This base here, look at how compact things are in this base. If you look between all the defenses here, you have big groups of defenses with nothing between them. So no traps, no giant bombs. This is an obvious hog opportunity. If you wanted to get super complex, you could hog this part, the upper and lower parts, and after those are down, you could have balloons going from the sides, but I wouldn't try and get too overly complex there. Number 9, another opportunity for go wee wee, where you have golems going around two sides, third golem up the front. I think Jet said he's going to try and take this out by dropping a golem on that on the left side there, so it'll follow those three buildings. One golem in the middle here that'll go from the archer tower to the AD to the middle, and I think he said he was going a golem on the south side here by one of these lower buildings that would work its way around the right side. So that's a pretty strong setup there. That should result in a 3 for him. Looking at this base here, it has a lot of big compartments and the ADs are fairly centralized. You could probably take this out with an aerial attack, Lavalunian, but if you wanted, you could also probably go wee wee this base. I would suggest going a golem in this left side compartment, seeing as that's a pretty big compartment. Big long compartments are good for golems with witches behind. And then you could drop your other golems by that archer tower, that archer tower in the middle left compartment. And things should work through that base pretty quickly. So, the only thing to watch out for on this is the middle. Everything's going to try and go around the middle, so be prepared for that. This base here, another example of someone who plays way too many defenses close together. There's no spring traps, there's no giant bombs between these. Anytime you see this, think hogs. Hogs right away. Another thing, after the hogs, look at where these air defenses cover. The upper air defenses leave the entire north side of this map exposed. So once you get those air defenses down, you can drop a couple balloons on that north side, take it out no problem. Those northern archer towers, you don't even have to take the air defenses down, because archer towers, as you can see, don't even cover those. So look for your opportunities and take advantage when it's given to you. Another of the Town Hall 9 bases we see is kind of a mess if you actually look at it. There's not a lot of predictable stuff that's going to happen in this base, but there is a possibility for hogs on this. Go Wee Wee might succeed. It's kind of hard on bases like this with lots of compartments, but if you win left side compartment with 3 defenses, north compartment, and then also a golem on the cannon between, that might succeed. But what I'd really advise is looking at a Lava Lunian attack on this. There's 4 ADs that are spread out, not covering each other, and your hounds can probably distract that long enough for the balloons to take down everything else before they actually die. Continuing, we see another of these really compact bases. Every time you see this common theme, just think hogs. Compact is always good for hogs. You can fly through this base pretty easily. The only thing to watch out for would be when you're doing your initial deployment. Just drop 1 ahead of time to look for double giant bombs to trigger those. And the final base here, looking at this, it's okay for hogs, but if you look by the clan castle, there might be double giant bombs, so be wary of that. Go Wee Wee from the side might succeed, since there's some long compartments, but something this base is super primed for is a Lava Lunian attack. If you start looking south side here, you can drop your balloons and lava hounds down here. Lava hound will go to the bottom AD, and the balloons will follow up this path here, straight up to the other AD. That's a super easy path. Same thing other side. That should be a definite 3 if you use a Lava Lunian attack.